Hello, my name is Dr. Danny Stedman, and I represent the faculty for MSA 601 for Gardner-Webb University. We are so glad that you've chosen Gardner-Webb to pursue your career and goals for school, being a 21st century school administrator. Whether you're in the 3-semester program or the 5-semester program, the course shells are going to be the same. And my purpose for this video, again, I represent the staff, so you'll see this same video in all of the course shells. The purpose is to just give you a basic overview of how to navigate Blackboard. Many of you are probably very proficient in it, but I don't want to assume that everybody knows how to do this. We will go into this in more detail during your weekly class sessions, and we can answer any questions that you might have at that time that I failed to go over during this brief presentation. But this is what you'll see when you open up your course shell. Again, these are university resources. It says visible to the student. When you click on that, it talks about, and you can see graduate studies, Blackboard orientation, Dover Library, and support services. And it will tell you specifically what you need to do with support services if you have problems, technical difficulties. That's not something that I can do or any of your other course instructors, but it tells you the process to follow in getting support services from Gardner-Webb University. So I advise you to take the time, and to read this information. Didn't mean to go out completely. If you see this and you see a mark to it, that doesn't apply to you, or either we have hidden it from you at this time because it's not something that you need to be aware of at this point, and we'll open it up to students whenever that time comes. Again, by the time you get here, you'll recognize that this is where the video that I am preparing now will be placed. That will help you basically navigate the course. The next session says syllabus, policies, and other course information. When you click on that, this is what you will find. The course syllabus. And this is a general course syllabus, and the only thing that will be different in each of the classes is it will have my information if you're in my class, or it will have the other 601 staff members or professors information in there based on who they are. And those professors will be, again, I will be teaching 601, Dr. Danny Stedman, Dr. Kathy Revis, and I work together as a team. So she will have a class and our two classes will come together. I will coach her students and she will coach my students. Another team will be Dr. Robin Hamilton and Dr. Jamal Crawford. It's the same thing. Dr. Hamilton will coach Dr. Crawford's students, and Dr. Crawford will coach Dr. Hamilton's students. And then there will be another class, and this is for the 5-semester program. Dr. Bowen Nutting will be the instructor for that class, and then Dr. Hamilton will be her clinical coach. Under this section, this is where you'll find the course schedule for fall 2024. This shows you pretty much everything for the 15 weeks of the semester. Underneath that, you'll be introduced to 2 evidences that you'll be completing for the semester. The first of those 2 evidences, and you'll be doing 6 over the course of this program. But the first of those is the acronym is APSL, and this is an analysis and action plan for student learning resources. We will begin this day 1. So it's important that everybody is ready to hit the road running from day one. But underneath this, you will find a variety of resources that is going to assist you with completing the APSO. And we will go into these in much more detail beginning during our first class session. Some of the documents, when you can click on them here and they will open up. But if they don't, go over to where the three dots are over here, hit download, and the document will open up for you then. Again, some will open up here, some you will have to go over here and hit the three dots and they will open up there. But this is going to be where we house all information that we provide for you to be able to complete evidence one for the APSL. The same thing applies to the APTEL. The APTEL will not come until about week 7. We will begin that. And this is an analysis and action plan for teacher empowerment and leadership. You will see that these are the resources that you will need for that. We'll talk about that beginning week 7, but at this point, you will not need to even go to the APTEL to begin work. I wouldn't even click on the information and look at it right now because it's not something that you need to busy yourself with until that time comes. For each of the 2 evidences, you will have to complete peer reviews. This is where this explains everything about the peer review. These are peer review resources. And that's just the title. All the resources are underneath here. The peer review feedback template, the peer review feedback template example. We've given you an example of what a good one looks like. We've given you an example of what one that is not good and not acceptable looks like. These are some peer review tips and suggestions. And all of this we'll go over in class in detail with you. This is a video section and a document library for task stream, which we will talk about later on. And this is where you will go for major work that has to be evaluated and housed for that will be sent to the Department of Public Instruction for your certification requirements for this program. We will go over this later on, but when you get to this point, this is a process for submitting the APTEL to task stream for evaluation. These are all your clinical internship resources and requirements. We will go over that information as well when the time comes. This is important. This is the score and rubrics and task overviews for the APSL and APTEL, which we will go over with you. But this tells you what you must do to be able to be accomplished, proficient, and anything below proficiency is not acceptable. So you need to look at these rubrics and you need to map out a plan. This is what I've got to do to be able to be successful. The grading policy is going to be housed here. This tells you that we're on a point system, and this basically will show you the requirements for what you have to do to be able to be successful in the class, and what your grade will be based on the work that you do or do not do. The Gardner-Webb attendance policy is here. Please be reminded that your attendance, while you need to be in class every week, being in class is not a requirement. However, I don't know how you can be successful if you don't show up for class. All the sessions will be recorded and they will be placed in your course shell each week after the class on Tuesday evening for your review. Again, it's important that you attend class. Students that have not attended classes, 99, really almost 100% of them are not successful in this class, so or in this program of study. So it's important that you're there. However, your attendance each week is based on whether you submit your work assignments on schedule and whether they are completed at a proficient level. If they're not submitted on time, they're not at a proficient level at a minimum, then you are counted absent for that week. And um, I think it's once you get 3 unexcused absences, you are in academic, the, the university gets involved in it because you can and will be placed on academic probation. So please make sure that you get your works in on time and that you attend class at all times and as much as possible. This is the Graduate Student Handbook. I would advise you to read this from cover to cover. Netiquette, these are requirements as well for all students, so please make sure that you look at that. We base each week, each of the 15 weeks on modules. Module 1 beginning August the 27th. To begin with, there's a lot of talking and minor requirements as far as assignments, but let's just look at it, to open it up and look at it. This tells you to be successful in this module, what you have to do. And when you click on that, notice that it has objectives, things that you have to do. It will tell you what you need to read, what you need to complete. It will show you your assignments, and it will give you your assignment due date. Please make sure that you adhere to this schedule. This is the drop dead date and time you can get your work turned in before that, and advise you to get it turned in before that date if at all possible. And that is going to be for each of the 15 weeks. It's going to be module 1 through 15. This is important. This is what you must do day 1. It's required for each course. You'll do it for me, and if you're in my class, you'll do it for Dr. Revis as well for my students that are in her internship. You'll have an internship show as well. You must do the EVA as well for that, and vice versa. So you'll do actually 2 EVAs. You'll do one for your course instructor. You'll do one for your coaching section. And again, this goes all the way down week 1 through 15 with the dates of classes. The next session is discussions. And this is where these are not graded assignments, but it's where you will place information that's needed to communicate mainly to your peers. This is where you will introduce yourself to your peers, the people in your class. Please complete that information and submit it, and then you can basically, stream from there. But it's just making everybody know, letting everybody know a little bit about you, so that you can, because you're going to have to work in teams. So it's important that you know who you're working with. You will find here Zoom and peer review teams. And again, it's important because you will be working with these teams throughout this semester and probably throughout the program. This gives you peer review directions. Again, you'll find this information in multiple places. Peer review feedback template, a peer review example, again, the peer review non-example that you've already seen. When we begin our task, this is where you will submit your task for peer review. And as will be explained later on, you will be responsible for each of the tasks, or task 1 through 4 of the APSL, to do two peer reviews for the people that's assigned to your peer review teams. And this is where you will submit that work. And again, when you click on that, it gives you the instructions, and then this is where you will put your response. And this is where people from your team can go in and see the work that you've submitted, and they will provide effective feedback to you on that work, as well as what you'll submit to your instructors. Again, this is not graded work, but it's important work. And if you fail to do that, then your peers cannot see your work. They cannot complete the work that they're supposed to do on you, and you will not get your peer reviews if your work is not submitted on schedule. And we'll talk about that, what happens if you fail to do that. These are your assignments for grade. This is where it goes directly to your instructor. The same information that you are providing to your peers, you have to submit to your instructors as well. So you will be submitting it twice for discussion, and then you'll submit that same information to your course instructor for a grade. For instance, and again, this is the peer review feedback template and example and directions. All of that information is found there again. When you complete task 1, once it's to be submitted for instructor review and an instructor grade, this is for review only. This is where your instructor will give you feedback on it and give you one opportunity to make corrections on that and resubmit for a second review. And at that point, you should be able to get instructions for your instructor to submit for a final grade. But this is where you will submit that information. Again, you'll submit it to your peers for discussion. You'll submit the same information to your instructors for review and a grade. Now, when you get to APSL Task 1 peer review, you'll put them in your discussion board for your peers, but then peer review 1 will be submitted here. This is where you will submit your peer reviews. When you complete your peer reviews and give the feedback back in the discussion board, you're going to put that same feedback information in here for a grade. So we will be giving you a grade for all of the peer reviews that you submit back to your peers to use in correcting their work. But for peer review 1, let's just say, for instance, I submit my work for discussion. Dr. Revis submits her work for discussion. You look at my work first, you give a peer review on it, you submit it back to the discussion board for me to be able to look at that and more effectively complete my work for hopefully an accomplished final submission. You'll put it here for grade, and then you will do Dr. Revis's as well here. So these are the 2 peer reviews that will be required for peer review 1. Again, discussion board for your peers. You will put them here for a grade. Once you put them here for grade, then when we clear you for task 1, then we will tell you to put task 1 here for a final grade. And this again is for the instructors only, but you'll submit your task 1 there for a final grade. And we'll do that for each of the 5 tasks for the APSL, realizing now that the 5th task does not require a peer review. Along the way, after you've submitted task 3 for a final grade, you will come together as a Zoom team and you'll talk about all the work that you've done for the APSL at that point. There will be guidance for that. It will be a Zoom link activity, and we'll give more directions with that as well. And then you'll complete the APSL after that. The final activity that you'll be doing for the APSL is going to be your APSL case study, and the case study is, you'll do that as a Zoom team, and that work will be based on your work with the APSL. And again, we'll talk about that assignment the closer that we get to it. Then you'll find where we have to put all of the tasks together for instructor review and then final approval for the turn-it-in process. APSL final turn-it-in. Do not touch this at all until you're given instructions. Don't even open it up. There's no need to open it up. So don't mess with this until time you get instructions from your instructors to do so. And then once you it's submitted to task stream for a final grade, then your final grade will be put here for a screenshot, and then evidence one will be over with, and we'll start the same process with the APTEL, which is the second evidence. All of those are closed to you right now, hidden from the students, because there's no need for you to look at this information, but the process will be the same as everything that we've done for task one of the app. So I know that's a lot right now. Don't get overwhelmed, realizing that we're going to take it step by step over the first couple of days, first course sessions, and help you understand and be able to manipulate this process easily. You're going to hear us say this over and over again. There's going to be times you're going to say, why did I sign up for this? I can't do this. Yes, you can. If you will listen to us and you will do what we ask you to do and hang in there, we can promise you that if you do what you're supposed to do, by the end of the third week, no longer than the fourth week into the program, all of this will start coming together. The light bulbs will come on, should come on for everybody, and you will find yourself being very, very successful in this program and understanding it. Again, this is a quick overview. We don't expect you to understand all of this from the very beginning, but we're hoping that it will give you some guidance into better understanding, how to get started in the course. Again, we are so happy that you have chosen Gardner Webb. We're looking forward to working with you this semester. Just remember, we've been doing this for a long time, and students that stick with us are very successful in this program. We have, we're rated as we were rated at one time, and I think we still are rated as the top program of this nature in the state of North Carolina. We have gotten national recognition. You have signed up for a quality program, so we are looking forward to seeing you on next Monday for the 26th for our first open town hall. You'll get a lot more instructions then. You'll be able to meet us. We'll be able to see each other face to face at that time. And then we'll begin classes on Tuesday, and we'll hit the road running. We wish you the very best in this program. We wish you the very best for this semester. We're going to do everything we can to provide the resources that you need to be successful in this program and to be viable candidates for school administrative jobs. We need you. Those jobs are out there. And if you will allow us, we'll prepare you for this next step in your journey. Again, thank you, and I will see you next week. Bye.